Here's your host, Alex Garrett.
Ladies and gentlemen, you could have been anywhere in the world tonight, but you're here with us in New York City. Are you ready?
I know I am. Hey, I'm Alex Garrett, your host for this episode and everything Alex Garrett Podcasting. And this podcast specifically focuses on topics that should be trending. And, well, you know what they say, right?
Oh, if the shoe fits, wear it.
Well, that line means so much to me. Find out why next on Alex Garrett Podcasting, where we wear that shoe proudly. Well, I just realized I haven't started my Spreaker blog, but you know what? I'll just take the audio from this and do it that way. Hey guys, I'm Alex Garrett, and welcome inside to yet another edition of Keeping It Real with Alex Garrett Podcasting, or nowadays, Adapting with Alex. And by the way, you can find me now at alexginnyc.net. It's a very simple domain. WordPress is helping me run it. Thanks to them for that. alexginnyc.net. I implore you to check it out. And blogs are there. My Facebook, my tweets are there. Not tweets, but blog and podcast and vlog as well. So check that out. It's a little simpler than alexgarrett.wordpress.com or whatever you want to say. alexginnyc.net. You gotta check it out. Now, tonight is, of course, the night before Halloween. So I fired up the Halloween playlist, and this song popped up. You know that song, right? By Mr. Stevie Wonder himself. Well, you go a little further in the song, and it was almost like Stevie Wonder had written this song for 2020. Wait a minute. Play that one more time. Now, isn't that the biggest superstition we're dealing with right now in the COVID-19 era? Every day is that if we wash our hands and if we wash our face, COVID's gone completely. That's it. So how did Stevie Wonder know to write a song that would not only be applicable to Halloween? You know, we all have our Halloween superstitions, which we have to adapt to, by the way. And washing our hands, that's part of the adaptation. But yes, tomorrow is going to be a very different feel, because we won't have the trick-or-treaters out as normal. We won't have the parade in the village like we do every year on Halloween in New York City. We'll have a couple of things here and there, but nothing city sanctioned, and so there's that. This year, our superstitions really did and do have to be adapted. I think our number one superstition, besides Halloween, is staying alive. To adapt to stay alive was the most superstitious thing we could do, and follow our superstitions to keep us alive, right? Follow our rituals, follow our traditions. Although maybe you didn't follow your traditions or rituals this year. Maybe for election day, you're not voting election day. You're actually early voting, and you're one of 80 million people to do so. How wild is that? 80 million people have early voted, topping 2016, 47 million. Almost half. Almost twice as much as 16. Because of COVID, because of the option there to early vote, and plus this desire to really get the voice out, right? To get the word out and get your vote casted and counted early is what we're seeing. So I think that's one big superstition this Halloween we could say has changed dramatically. That this year Election Day is not just Election Day, it's the lead into Election Day. It's this idea that we must get our vote counted now before Tuesday, because we don't even know what's going to happen in the ballot boxes. So that's one big superstition that I think has been changed heading into Halloween. as per Halloween, I hope people still dress up. I hope people still try and find the fun in this thing. Because I don't believe everything should just be declared dead. They're saying now if you wear a mask, that's better than wearing a costume mask because the costume mask doesn't really do anything. Towns in New Jersey have said no trick-or-treating. New York City, of course, has said no parade. The superstitions have changed. The adaptations have been needed to do that. So here, my question is, to adapt to the circumstances each and every day of this pandemic, what were your superstitions? Alex G in NYC is my Twitter, my Facebook, my Instagram also. Real Alex Garrett on Facebook. What's been your superstition that's kept you alive and well this pandemic? Was it, as actually Stevie Wonder wrote, washing your hands and face? Or was it going to the other side of the street when you saw people crossing or walking? Was it staying away from those big crowds? What was it for you? What has kept you alive? And obviously you're doing something to keep that streak going. Obviously you have a routine, maybe even a superstition indeed, to keep your life going. What is it? I'm very curious. Tell me now. Alex G in NYC. Alex G in NYC is my Twitter and Facebook. Now, I also come to tell you there are a couple of things to do that you can do thanks to the New York Social Network and NewYorkSocialNetwork.com. They actually have mini Halloween dance party parades at the Battery Park Restaurant in downtown Manhattan, next to it in the Promenade. And they'll do it again at 9 o'clock at night. But 5 o'clock is a perfect time because you've got everything pretty much dark. It's 5 o'clock. It's going to be a little cooler. Have fun. If you want to be around people on Halloween, have fun with it. And let me get you the actual prices. 5 to 7 p.m. Quiet event, silent disco. 50 people as we socially distance with masks all around downtown, just like a mini Halloween parade. You get glow-in-the-dark gear, 21 plus, obviously. Cost $30 for general, $20 for VIP after October 20th. And that's the other superstitious thing, by the way. Right now, I checked my monetization on Spreaker. It's 1991, my birth year. That feels like good luck heading into my next paycheck. So we'll have to see from Spreaker. So we'll have to see how that goes. And I'm very excited to put this on the podcast later tonight or even tomorrow. But don't let yourself be secluded. Go out and have fun. Go out and try and do something safely and securely, but do something fun with your timing. Because the moment we start stopping celebrating these rituals, these holidays, is the moment we say, yeah, the fear has defeated us. And we don't want fear to defeat us. Because as FDR says, the only thing to fear is fear itself. And I truly believe that. So get out there, have some fun, be responsible. Of course, return your headphones. And I love that Dave and New York Social Network has been doing this thing amidst the pandemic. I love that Anthony Fitzgerald has been adapting to. All of our good friends, or all of my friends that I know, have been finding ways to make their business adapt. And I am all for it, and I am supportive of it. I'm excited for it. And we'll have to see how it goes, right? I'll keep you posted if I get to one of these things. But my question now is, what are you going to do? How are you going to adapt to Halloween? If you've got little ones, or however young or old your kid is, what are you going to do with them? Are you still going to have them dress up? Are you going to have them have some fun? Are you going to have them enjoy their time at least? Enjoy their superstitions? Wash their hands and face in the meantime? What's your plan for your kid and for yourself too, to not let Halloween be as dead as they want to tell us it is? So I just want to make sure the blog link worked. Because this is supposed to be a fun time of year. We've got Halloween, we've got Thanksgiving, we've got Christmas and New Year's, Hanukkah. A lot of superstitious excitingness coming up that we should not let COVID ruin. You know what I love the most about this time too? Is I'm seeing Spirit of Halloween stores all around New York City still. Now, if you know anything about New York, Spirit of Halloween is all over the map, all over the place, left and right. So to know that COVID hasn't ruined that is awesome. To know that COVID hasn't ruined some Halloween traditions entirely. Like people still hanging up their ghosts and their goblins and ghouls on their lawns. Some having controversial Halloween decorations, which is natural and normal and welcomed, I think. To know that some are letting the spirit go is very cool. And here's the ironic thing for me. I didn't like Halloween for the longest time because of the masks. Because as a kid or as a baby, there was speculation that because I was surrounded in the isolate by masked up people, my parents included, I was afraid of masks as a default. And it's true. For many years, I couldn't stand seeing someone in a costume, in a mask. And yet here we are, Halloween 2020. We're all masked up. I'm in a mask. I have to accept being in a mask when in a crowded area. So this Halloween, it really feels different that to go from hating seeing costumes to wishing I could see them over surgical masks protecting us from a virus. It's a change. It's a big change. It means I actually want to have fun on Halloween. And also means I'll be masked up. And also means the irony of all ironies. Halloween, we're supposed to get spooked out by the costumes, by the masks. Now, this idea that we're spooked out when people aren't wearing the mask. Funny how times change, isn't it? Just really kind of weird and funny at the same time. But stay safe. Be superstitious. Let your spooky side, I don't even want to say it. Let your fun-loving spirit, let your Halloween spirit, if you will, show again during COVID. See, if the spirit of Halloween can be in New York City right now, we can still have that spirit of Halloween in us. And that liking of dressing up. Like, okay, so, and I was thinking about how Superman, Hercules, Mr. Mistopheles, the Cats, Jacques Clouseau, or Inspector Clouseau, off, Peter Sellers' character. A few others. Eddie Munster of the Munsters. All of them I did dress up as. And I didn't let the masks stop me back as a kid. I just find it funny now that we have to let the masks dictate us. Even though I don't think we should, but it seems socially acceptable to let them dictate us. And so maskless on Halloween is now scary. Who'd have thought we'd come to that? It's a George Carlin bit, I'm telling you. George Carlin would probably have a field day with this. How on Halloween is not having a mask scarier than having a mask? Crazy stuff. That's Halloween. Crazy is crazy. So get out there, enjoy the decor, enjoy the pumpkins, carve a darn pumpkin for yourself. That's a stress reliever, I'm sure. And just make it a healthily adapted, superstitious Halloween. And don't let fear dictate you from experiencing the thrills that I'm sure Halloween 2020 can bring if we just let it. I'm Alex Garrett. We'll talk to you soon.